Shalom, this is Kabash Ban Yasharala, and before I hop to today's lesson, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to the Most High in the name of His Son, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, in the true Pele Hebrew tongue, Ka, Halayim, La, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ha, Rakak, Wadash, Ma'amah. I want to give double honor to the apostles, the elders, the GMS, the rule, want to teach well. I want to give double honor to my elder apostle as well, Aaron Ban Yasharala, the Lions Den Camper in Jacksonville, Florida. And I want to say shalom to the Akamai four corners of the globe, preaching this truth with sincerity. With that being said, let's go into the topic of the mindset of wicked women. So, just to get it started, this is Ecclesiastes 7 and 26. And I find more bitter than death the woman whose heart is of snares and nets, and her hands as bands. Whoso pleaseth Yahweh shall escape from her, but the sinner shall be taken by her. So, being with a wicked woman is worse than receiving the death penalty, you know? Because people out here that make the claim that receiving the death penalty is easy as compared to living out that life sentence. So, with that being said, this scripture is saying being with a woman is worse than the death penalty again, because you have to live with her every day. Because, once we leave this room, we can rest in peace. Our spirit returns to the Father. You out of here. You no longer concerned with the things of this world. But being here and having to live out with a wicked woman in the hell, a lowly place, that's more bitter than, you know, perishing here, regardless of how you leave. Cause you gotta put up with her. You gotta put up with her antics, her mouth, and everything else she got in her arsenal of weapons. You know, whose hearts is snares and nets, and her hands is bands. So a wicked woman wants to trap and ensnare you. She wants to tie you down, hold you hostage, so to speak. And they'll come like your friend. They'll come like a helpmeet. They'll come like they're here to be a benefit to your life, an asset. But the more you deal with them, the more you find out their liabilities. And just going back on, they have more liability. They're flammable. They costly, expensive, and just they just their heads ain't right. Say the very least, cause their mindset again is snares and nets. The things they use to get you it's an act. It's like bait. They're not sincere in their actions. They're showing you love, kindness. They'll come clean up your house and cook for you and all these things. All that's for you to get your guard down so she can get you. You know, because somebody who's acting, they'll wake up one day and forget they're supposed to be acting, or they're waiting for the perfect timing to move to the next phase of their plan, whatever that may be. And that's the mindset of a wicked woman. Whoso pleaseth Yahweh shall escape from her. So us, we're to use the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding bestowed upon us by Yahweh, by Shema Shai, to see the signs, to see the red flags, and escape this woman, because the commandment is a lamp and the law is light. The word of Yahweh, by Shema Shai, navigates us through this world. It is leading us all the way back to the Father, in the name of the Son. But we can't escape these women moving according to our carnal desires, our fleshly lusts. Those fleshly lusts specifically gonna have you running to that wicked woman, which is why the Lord gave us, wisdom, knowledge, understanding to keep the flesh at bay, because the sinner shall be taken by her. These men out here, they gonna simp behind these women, run behind them, chase them, try to get them, impress them, wow them, and all these things. They gonna fall right into the trap. Long story short, us, we we have the arm of Yahweh by Shema Shai on. We escape the fiery darts. We can block them. We can fight. These men out here in this world, they can't. They're gonna be taken not only by that wicked woman, but by their fleshly lust, because that's what really cranks it up. That woman can't do nothing if you don't want her. Now you might want her, but us, we have to recognize that we don't need these women out here, regardless of how good they look, how good they make it sound, how good they make it look. We gotta be able to maintain our spiritual discernment. and tell who, so to be able to tell who's sincere and who's not. And the scripture says, don't be quick to call somebody your friend, because they'll be your friend for their own occasion. Which goes back to one of my main topics I was getting into, using knowledge and right, especially when dealing with women, because all wickedness is little to the wickedness of a woman. And this is the instruction of the Lord. And we should be abiding by these things, man. Or be taken by that wicked woman's mindset, her traps and her snares. Sirach 26 and 23. A wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man, but a godly woman is given to him that feareth Yahweh. So, following behind your cardinal lust, your fleshly desires, man, that's gonna cause you to go on the wide gate Broadway, the path paved by this world. And along that way, you gonna find what you're looking for, a wicked woman. You know, it helped me on the left hand side. We don't want that. We want the godly woman. That Proverbs 31. A godly woman is given to him that feareth the Lord, man. We gotta fear, and fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. We gotta fear the judgment that the Lord has in store, because again, all wickedness is little to the wickedness of a woman. The Lord will bring a woman to your life to to test your faith. And if you can't separate that woman, you can't separate your feelings you have for that woman. Hey, that's your portion, that wicked woman. You didn't want what the Lord had in store for you. Keyword in store, as in preserve. You can't, and it ultimately goes to show you can't wait till the latter end. You rather have you something now. You can't wait, and that's gonna manifest until you ultimately falling out the truth, man. And the wicked woman will drag you right out of this truth. That's why I say her hands are as bands, man. She can take you hostage. You can't serve the Lord with a wicked woman in the house. She won't allow you to have that peace of mind. She won't allow you. She won't give you that solitude because she's not right in the head. And I personally have been in situations like that. And it just goes to show that, yo, you gotta see the red flags before they pop up and be willing to separate. Don't try to fight it. The Lord is showing you these things. We have eyes to see, ears to hear. Not only words of prophecy, but just the spirit that's on people. That's why the Lord said, try the spirit by the spirit. 2/3 of our people can't try the spirit by the spirit. Or they'll know somebody not for them, but because they moving according to worldly wisdom, they'll try to change her and all these things. Man, two can't walk together unless they be agreed, man. A wicked woman not gonna submit to you. She definitely ain't gonna submit. Yeah, forget us. They ain't gonna submit to the Lord. So what makes you think they're gonna submit to us? You give them instruction, and again, I've been in situations like you giving them scripture verbatim out the Bible. They don't want to hear it. Why? Because they don't want to be corrected. They don't want it. So they don't want to take it from the Lord. They definitely not gonna take it from you. And we abiding by the bounds of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. They can't respect those bounds. So you gotta go on somewhere. Separate yourself. We look for a godly woman that's gonna help us along our journey on the straight, gate, narrow way, the path paved for us by Yahweh by Shemel Washai. And it's that simply put. And you'll know when a woman's heaven sent, we gotta be patient and wait on that. Then we not even in our kingdom to even be worried about women for real. We supposed to be focused on salvation, man. We the Lord's women. We gotta handle his bidding. Proverbs 6:24. To keep thee from the evil woman, from the flattery of the tongue of a strange woman, lust not after her beauty in thine heart, neither let her take thee with her eyelids. For by means of a whorish woman a man is brought to a piece of bread, and the adulteress will hunt for the precious life. So, to keep thee from the evil woman, from the flattery of a strange woman, don't lust after her beauty, you know. Cause what they do, these women be out here dropping woo, man. They know you like the I'll say they'll know you like the pop, and they'll use that against you. They'll know cause that's what Jake out here want. They want some BBs, some bad itches, and that's what they go out and get. They don't want good women. They want BBs. So we can't be taken by the beauty of these women. Because the Lord about to cast filth on these women. He finna take all these worldly coverings they got on. He finna take them off and show them what they really is on the inside. And that's what it is. We're to look at the inward woman, not the outer woman. Because the inward woman and the outward woman can have two opposite things. The outward could be beautiful, fine, thick, slim, whatever, however you want to put it. But the inside, it could be an ogre, a grizzly bear, a troll, a monster, or something like that. And that's really who you with. Forget the outside, who on the inside, that's who you really with. And once you with that, you stuck with that. You know, you gotta ask the Lord to get you out of that. And you know, you gotta hope he have mercy on you. But for by means of a whorish woman is a man brought to a piece of bread, and the adulteress will hunt for the precious life, man. These women out here entertaining philosophies, they're gonna bring you down to nothing. That's what that scripture is saying. You might have had house, car, clothes, and all these other things. You get with that wicked woman, she messed your mindset up to the point you can't maintain yourself anymore. And then your house crumble all around you, and now you stuck looking like what happened? You let that woman in your life. Yeah, she was only with you because you had these things. You know, that vampire spirit. They sucked the life out of you and then just went on to find their next victim. We can't allow that to be us. Because the Lord's pouring life into us. So we should be focused on and appreciative of Him. Us being Yahweh's woman again, man. Focus on pleasing Him, how we want our woman to please us. And how you teach a woman to come into this truth, you do that by being Yahweh's woman. Because if you not on, that go back to that last scripture again. A wicked woman getting to the portion of a wicked man. 'Cause if you're not truly submitting to Yahweh Shai, you're not sincere in your servitude in itself. And so a woman gonna come and see that, and you being that faulty example, you know, she gonna go ahead and pull you all the way to the side you want to be on, which is the left hand side. And that's when the damage starts coming in, man. And the Lord show you how separate you become from Him. Whether it be a lesson for you to recover from or whether it be your downfall. But we can't let a woman bring us down to nothing, man. We fall, but we get up, you know. A just man falls 7 times. But please don't let it be a woman, because her wickedness can't be topped. Esau can't top the wickedness. Salakia, but Esau can't he can't top the wickedness of a woman. Esau wanna eradicate you again. But that woman wanna keep you alive and cause you to suffer that much more. Yeah, 'cause even after y'all break up, they gonna tarnish your name and all these things, speak lies on you, play the victim, and now you know they're not accountable for their actions. And that scripture said that too. An adulterous woman should wipe her mouth and say she done no wickedness, something to that effect. But yeah, man, you can't accuse them of anything because they're not guilty. They gonna hold themselves not guilty. They gonna nah, that wasn't me. They they get it's like a game of tennis, whatever, just to get the ball out of their court. But when the Lord applies that pressure, that's what gonna be made manifest what these women really made of, and a lot of them can't handle it. All that accountability they rejected for years and years. Yeah, the Lord gonna put it on them, and ain't gonna be no escape from that. 1 Corinthians 7:29. But this I say, brethren, the time is short, it remaineth, that both they that have wives be as though they have none. So, the time is short. We see all the prophecies coming to pass, the wars. We see the signs of the times, basically. So, now is definitely not the time to be worried about women. We got to be as though you have no wife. If you got a wife, good for you, but you need to be focused on the Lord. Because, again, the time is short, man. We supposed to be making our calling and election sure. Now is not the time to be fruitful and multiplying. be Mr. Itches. That's vain. Those are corruptible crowns. We want crowns of incorruption. We ready in this race to obtain. 1 Corinthians 7:32. But I will have you without carefulness. He that is unmarried care for the things that belong to Yahweh, how he may please the Lord. But he that is married care for the things that are of the world, how he may please his wife. And it all goes back to where your mindset is. If your mindset is in this world, you distracted, a woman gonna come in and you know what I'm saying, cause damage. He that is unmarried care for the things of the Lord, man. You can't have no ties to this world, or don't be willing to break those bounds, those bonds for the Lord. And these are some of our sacrifices that we have to make. You know, the law of sacrifice is done away with, but we still sacrifice according to the Spirit. You cut women off. We afflict the flesh. We do these things, and it's only hard because we're in this flesh, and that's the mindset that we have to maintain. It's only hard because we're in this flesh. The Spirit is willing, but the Spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. So we got to be willing, according to the Spirit bestowed upon us by Yahweh Shema Shai, to separate from these women, to to be patient, to trust in the Lord, and to cleave to Him. But he that is married care for the things that are of the world, how he may please his wife, you know, and it shows that lack of focus. You got ties to this world that you're not willing to let go of. That's causing you to be distracted, less disciplined. We don't trim our ways seeking love from this world. If your woman with you, she be walking straight and narrow right with you. Or she don't even have to be in the truth. But if she a woman, she'll respect your walk. And that'll cause her to be saved still, playing her role in the household. But these women don't want to do that. They be coming in with their own agenda. And they see that you running behind them doing this, that, and the third. They gonna take advantage. They gonna bring it down to nothing. They gonna run you ragged. Going down to the last scripture, being brought to a piece of bread, man, being brought down to nothing but crumbs and you know. But the Lord said we gold, man. These women don't, a wicked woman not gonna value you truly. She's only valuing the things that she can benefit off of out of you. Isaiah 32:9. Rise up, ye careless women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear to my speech. Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women. For the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. Tremble, ye women that are at ease. Be troubled, ye careless ones. Strip you and make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins. So our women are at ease in this place, this society, because it makes everything easy for them. They get government assistance, they get housing, and all these other things. They trust in this place. They feel like they don't need a man, or they'll use it. They just use a man for side benefits, or they'll try to be the leader of the house. But the scripture says if a woman maintain her husband, basically it says she ain't gonna like it. It's not gonna be a pleasant situation. I can't remember exactly what it says, but she gonna grow some resentment towards you, and that's what happens when these wicked women use you up. They'll have resentment towards you. But the Lord telling them, hey, y'all got to get out of that mindset. Rise up, you women that are at ease. Y'all cool with living like this? The Lord finna flip the table on you. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters, give ear to my speech. Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women, for the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. So all these things they trusting in, waiting on, OnlyFans and all these things, is gonna fail them. And it looked like they succeeded already, but nah. Israel have not obtained that what she's seeking for. The election have obtained and the rest are blinded. You don't know how these people live in their day-to-day lives, man. They might look like they got the money because they selling their bodies, or they got a so-called roster of dudes taking care of them. For the women in this truth, watching these women out here doing these things, it might look like they winning right now. They on their bald head, girl stuff. But nah, they got judgment coming just like these wicked dudes out here. The vengeance shall fail. The things they're trusting in is going to fail them. OnlyFans going to fail them. The corner life going to fail them. The club life gonna fail them. The weed and everything else they gonna put on gonna fail them. The gathering shall not come. You know, there'll be nothing for them to harvest. Tremble, ye women that are at ease. Be troubled, ye careless ones. Strip you and make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins. So these women gonna be trembling in fear, not knowing what they gonna do, not being able to manipulate men as before, especially Jacob's trouble. Ain't nobody gonna care about a woman crying, whining, complaining in that day. It's gonna go back to the old days, like shut up. I don't wanna hear it. You to say the very least. It's gonna be men out here taking advantage of women because they don't have, like James Brown said, this is a man's world. They can't build, they don't leave legacies, none of that. You go to construction, it's majority men. This whole everything on this earth, was built by men. They don't. I mean, they can fish and hunt and all these things, but that's a predominant male thing to do. And the majority of these women, you know, they're gonna be tripping. They ain't gonna know how they gonna eat, provide, sustain themselves, and they're not dealing with the Lord, so the Lord not gonna do it for them. The Lord gonna strip them, make them bare, show them how naked and unprotected they really are. He gonna take away all the Hold on, I think this is the same one where it says he gonna No, this ain't it. But it's a scripture that says how he gonna take they nose rings and they earrings, and now it's a scripture that says that specifically. They the all them things that they adorn the outside woman with, the Lord gonna take all that from them. They gonna have to put on that sackcloth. They're gonna be troubled in fear, and you don't want to be down there with them. But that's pretty much all I had, man. We can't fall for the mindset of wicked women, man. Because not only, this scripture here talks about the judgment they have coming to an extent, but your judgment gonna be that much worse. Like when Adam and Eve got cursed, Eve got in trouble for eating that fruit. Adam got in trouble for listening to his wife and not listening to the Lord. So that's a much worse punishment. But again, man, just don't follow behind any woman. We ain't got a simp, you know. That's pretty much it. So y'all right, this was edifying. Until the next time, I'm gonna say shalom.